Welcome to our second annual ABC Day Parade. I'm your host, Mr. Langen, principal of Clearview Elementary. And joining me today as my co-host is a very special guest, our superintendent, the Dr. Walker.
Well, thanks for having me today, Mike. It's always a pleasure to come down and see our kids here. Today we have a very exciting parade lined up for you. In our parade, you'll see our kindergarten students who have worked hard on learning their letter names and sounds. The kindergarten students will be showing off their letter knowledge during the parade.
Also in our parade today are our third graders. The third grade students have engineered their own balloons for the parade today, and they have each written up a description for us to read so that you have a better understanding of what each balloon is about.
Well, I can see the parade coming down. Carrying the ABC Day parade banner today are two 6th grade students, Bentley K. and Maya S. from Mrs. Kochik's classroom. These two students took their free time to design the banner for the parade, and it looks great.
Fabulous. What do we have up next? I am guessing it's letter A. First up today, we have Mason from Mrs. Geese's class wearing an apple. Attached to his apple are many items that begin with an A. I see an airplane, an ant, an anchor, and an alligator. Is that an avocado as well? Nice. Thank you, Mason.
All right, buddy, good job. Head on down for the rest of the parade route.
Next, we have 6th grader Gavin carrying a letter A poster for Zoe in Mrs. Copenhaver's class. The poster has an ape, an apple, an armadillo, and an astronaut. Thank you, Gavin.
That poster's out of this world, isn't it?
It sure is. The Aaron and Aaron Show. Lila Aquino from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Here comes Aaron and Aaron tumbling down the steps. The first movie from the series was made in 2011. The series features twins named Aaron and Aaron that were born in 2008. Their little sister Isabel was born in 2013. Lila is guiding this balloon. Amy from Heartland. Emma Quickle from Mrs. Kurtz's room. Here comes Amy galloping down the road on Spartan, her favorite horse. Did you know that there are 20 books in the Heartland series written by Lauren Brooke? Well, there is. Amy is also an actress in a show called Heartland that has 16 seasons in it. Galloping next to Amy is Emma.
All right, our next letter, letter B. Adeline from Mrs. Copenhaver's class is up next, carrying a barn float. There are a bunch of B items on that barnyard. There's a boat, there's a bed, a brother, boots, a baby, and even bananas. All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have Scarlett Campbell from Mr. Schellenberger's class, and this is Bingo from Bluey. Here comes Bingo from Bluey running down the hallway. Bingo was created by Joe Brum. Bingo is Bluey's younger sister. On the show, Bingo is 4 years old. Bingo is led by Scarlett. Thank you.
Thank you, Scarlett.
Bambi from the Disney movie Bambi. Beckett Druck from Campbell's classroom. Prancing down the hallway is Bambi from the 1942 animated drama film produced by Walt Disney Productions. Bambi is a deer that lives in the woods and has many adorable friends. Bambi is being walked down the hallway by Beckett.
Thank you, Beckett.
Bright Bull from The Wild Robot. Corbin Klein from Campbell. Walking down the hallway from the book series, The Wild Robot, is Bright Bull. Bright Bull is Roz's best friend. The third book in the series was released recently. It is one of the best book series. You should really read it. Bright Bull is being held by Corbin. Thank you, Corbin. Next, we have The Bad Seed from the book The Bad Seed. Lily Landis from Campbell's classroom. Stomping down the hallway is the bad seed from the book The Bad Seed. This seed starts with the book with a bad temper, bad manners, and a bad attitude. He has been bad for as long as he can remember, until Lily is guiding this balloon down the hallway. Well, I can't wait to read more about that. Next up is the letter C.
I had a feeling C would come next.
Oh, yes.
Here comes Lila from Mrs. Geese's class. She is carrying the popular book character Clifford the Big Red Dog for letter C. Thank you, Lila. Bo Gladfelter with Captain America from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Here he comes stomping down the hallway. He made his first appearance in the Captain America comic #1 in 1941. Also, he uses this alter ego, Steve Rogers, to blend in or hide from his enemies. Captain America is zooming down the hall with Bo. Thank you, Bo. Colin from the Secret Garden. Here's Wyatt Kittner from Mrs. Campbell's room. This is from the book and the movie The Secret Garden. Colin was born on November 24th, 1849. Colin is a boy living in a moor with a big secret. Colin learns to be friends with Mary and Dickon while bringing himself and the garden back to life. Colin is being walked down the hallway by Wyatt. Thank you, Wyatt.
Well, there's no secret as to what letter's next. It's the letter D.
Weird.
Is that Dasher or Dancer? No, that's Ronan from Mrs. Copenhaver's class, who is dressed as Deer for the letter D. All right, thank you. Oh, another literary classic. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Addie D. Liberty's here from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Here comes Greg Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid flying down the street. Did you know the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book was written in 2007 by Jeff Kinney? Jeff Kinney didn't want to be an author when he was a kid because he wanted to be a cartoonist. Addie is guiding this balloon down the hallway. Thanks, Addie. Doug the Pug. What a rhyme. From Doug the Pug and the Kindness Crew, River Smelter from Kurtz's class, I hear Paul smacking down the hallway. It is Doug the Pug. He's a really nice dog who loves people, pizza, posing for pictures, and spreading kindness. There are 5 books in the series. Coming down the hallway with Doug the Pug is River. Thank you, River.
That was some alliteration right there.
That was some fantastic alliteration, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Next, we have Duckling from Ducking Boots. Elena Manahan, I think I got that right there, from Campbell's class. Here comes Duckling waddling down the hallway. Duckling is a well-loved book character created by Mo Williams, a New York Times best-selling author and illustrator. He also won the Caldecott Medal Award 3 times, one for Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. Duckling is led by Elena. Thank you, Elena.
Letter E is next. Here comes Rylan from Mrs. Geesey's class. She is carrying a giant letter E. You sure are. With tons of E pictures attached to it. There's an eel, the earth, an ear, an elf, and an excavator. That's a good looking E. Thank you. Copley's up next from Miss Geesey's class. She is lighting up the hallways with her electric poster for the letter E. Some nice Christmas lights there. Thank you. Here's Callie with an elephant balloon from Mr. Schellenberger's class stomping down the hallway. Did you know that you can tell the 3 species of elephants apart by the shapes of their ears?
Did you know I did not know that.
Also, elephants can weigh as much as 600 pounds. Walking Mr. Elephant down the hallway once again is Callie. Thank you, Callie. Eugenie Clark Shark from Shark Lady, carried by Autumn Jones from Mrs. Kurtz's class. I hear fins flapping down the hallway. It's Eugenie Clark's Shark. Eugenie Clark was a scientist known as the Shark Lady. Most people think that sharks are scary and dangerous, but not Eugenie Clark. She discovered that sharks were more intelligent than people thought. Swimming down the hallway with Eugenie Clark Shark is Autumn. Thank you, Autumn.
You know, I think when you mentioned fins, I think that might have been some foreshadowing for the letter
F?
I think it is F. Did someone call the fire department? Because here comes firefighter Colt from Mrs. Copenhaver's class, ready to fight some fires for the letter F. Thank you, Colt. All right, next we have Fish Stick from Fortnite. Connor Geis from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Swimming down the hall is Fish Stick. Fish Stick came out as a new character on Fortnite on August 25th of 2023. Fish Stick is known for bashing into stuff. Did you know that Fish Stick is strong like a boulder? Connor is swimming along with Fish Stick. Thank you, Connor. Foxy. I believe this was just in the theaters. From Five Nights at Freddy, a book series by Andre Williams from Kurtz's class. Here comes Foxy running down the hallway. Foxy is from Five Nights at Freddy's. The author and creators of the book series are Scott Cawthon and Kira Breed Risley. Foxy is the only character who completely runs at you. Boy, is he fast. Carrying Foxy is Andre. Thank you, Andre. Okay, next we have Fred from the Rocket Book series. Caitlin Glenn from Campbell's class. Here comes Fred from the Rocket Book series. Fred helps Rocket find sticks that look like numbers. Sniffing down the hallway with Rocket is Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin.
Here comes letter G. There are gumballs everywhere in the next float for letter G. Carrying the gumball float is Harper from Mrs. Geezy's class. Thank you, Harper. Look at all them gumballs. Evan Fry from Mr. Schellenberger's class as a balloon for the Grinch. The most recent Grinch movie came out in 2022, but the original movie was released in 1966. When the Grinch saves Christmas, he wears red and white, just like Santa Claus. Heaven is guiding this balloon. Thank you.
Next up is our letter H. Liam from Mrs. Copenhaver's class is ready for anything with his hard hat on for letter H. Thank you, Liam. Hermione from Harry Potter. Jacob Krantz from Mr. Schellenberger's classroom. Here comes Hermione from Harry Potter running down the hallway to get to her dormitory to speak to Sirius Black in the fire. In the movie, Fred and George caused lots of trouble and damage. Neville lets Nifflers loose in the Umbridge's office in the fourth Harry Potter movie. This balloon is being followed by Jacob. Thank you, Jacob.
Dr. Walker, did it just get cold in here?
I don't know. It's a little icy.
Yeah, no wonder. Here comes Daniel.
Come on back.
Back up, Daniel. From Mrs. Geesy's class, wearing an ice cube. Ooh. On his ice cube, we see more letter I items such as an iceberg, insects, and ice cream. Thank you, Daniel.
I'm suddenly hungry.
Good job, Daniel. That ice will hopefully keep our next float nice and cool. Ariana from Mrs. Copenhaver's class has all kinds of delicious ice cream on display for us. Yummy. Mm-hmm. Carrying this float for her today is her sister, Aubriella. Thank you, Aubriella.
Letter J. We have a little substitute here for this next letter. We have Mrs. Howe sitting in for Mrs. Copenhaver's class. And up next, carrying the letter J poster. On her poster, we can see a jump rope, jelly beans, and a jellyfish. Joy from the Inside Out. Addie Kaufman from Campbell's class. Joy is joyful running down the hallway. Did you know that Amy Poehler is the voice from Joy from the movie Inside Out that came in 2015? Didn't know that. This movie was so popular that Riley's First Date came out in 2015, and Inside Out 2 will come out in 2024. Joy is running down the hallway with Addie. Thank you, Addie.
Here comes Taya from Mrs. Geezy's class. We're on to the letter K, and she's wearing a letter K collage. I see a Kit Kat, a kitten, ketchup, and a key, and I see a kid. I see two kids. Thank you, Taya. Christy Thomas from the Babysitters Club. Christy's Big Day. Aaliyah Van Voren from Ms. Kurt's class. Here comes Christy Thomas. Did you know that there are 132 books in the Babysitters Club series?
Wow.
That's a lot of books. In 1986, Scholastic published the first Babysitters Club book, Christy's Big Idea. Walking with Christy is Aaliyah. Thank you, Aaliyah. Kung Fu Panda.
Everybody was.
Kung Fu Fighting, I
believe so.
Here's Lily Mack from Mr. Schellenberger's class with Kung Fu Panda fighting his way down the hall. Kung Fu Panda was released on June 6, 2008. Did you know that it took a total of 391 artists to make Kung Fu Panda the movie? Leading this balloon is Lily. Thank you, Lily.
I think she was moving fast as lightning, as the song goes. Speaking of lightning, let's lighten up the conversation with the letter
L.
All right, let's do it. Next up, we have Emma from Mrs. Copenhaver's class. Emma is wearing items that begin with the letter L. I see a lollipop, a ladybug, a lighthouse, and speak of it again, lightning. All right, thanks, Emma. We appreciate it. Ladybug from Ladybug and Cat Noir, the movie. Ella Welch from Campbell's class. Here comes Ladybug from the Ladybug and the Cat Noir movie, released on Netflix on July 21st of 2023. Ladybug has magical powers that must reunite her with her opposite. Cat Noir also has magical powers. They must never reveal their identities to each other. Ladybug is walking down the hallway by Ella. Thank you, Ella.
Letter M.
Oh.
Here comes Noah from Ms. Geezy's class carrying a letter M float with different objects in it that begin with the letter M. Some of these objects include money, a monster, and monster trucks. Thank you, Noah. Well done, Noah. Next up, we have Savannah helping out from 6th grade. Savannah is carrying a monkey for letter M that Cade from Mrs. Geesy's class drew all by himself. It's a good-looking monkey.
That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive. Thank you, Savannah. Here's Reed Brown from Mr. Schellenberger's class called Lionel Messi. Dribbling down the hall is Lionel Messi. Messi was born in 1987. Graduated high school in 1987. He has scored a total of 821 goals in his career. Walking with this balloon is Reed.
I really appreciate the creativity on that one with the letter L and then the letter M. How about that? That's impressive.
Coincidence? Monica from Squishmallows. Anaya Jones from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Holding Squishmallows. Look at that balloon. Did you know that Monica was first released in 2017? However, Squishmallows didn't really become popular until 2020. Helping Monica find her way down the street is Anaya. Thank you, Anaya. Monster from the book My Teacher is a Monster. Held by Zoe Dissinger from Mrs. Campbell's class. Here comes Monster stomping down the hallway. Ah, My Teacher is a Monster. Did you know that the book My Teacher is a Monster was written in 2014 by Peter Brown?
I did not. Thank you for that information.
Indeed. It was published by Scholastic. Zoe is guiding this monster balloon down the hallway. Thank you, Zoe. Max from Max the Puppy. Mikey Downs from Miss Campbell's class. Here comes Max the Puppy running down the hallway. Did you know that this book was written by Holly Webb? She writes a lot of books with animals as the main characters. Max gets lost in this book, Max the Puppy, when he tries to follow his owner. Max is being walked by Mikey. Great job, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey.
Good job. Thanks, buddy.
It's a good-looking balloon.
Next is the letter
Next. N.
N. Yeah, let's go with it. All right. Here comes Fern from Mrs. Copenhaver's class carrying a nighttime float of the letter N. On her float, we can see a nutcracker, numbers, a net, and my favorite character from Buddy the Elf, a narwhal. Thank you, Fern. Neymar from Neymar, a biography of the Brazilian superstar, Jace Mellinger from Kurtz's class. Neymar is a 31-year-old soccer player. He plays for Brazil. Neymar was born on February 5th, 1992. Do you remember what you were doing in 1992? Did you know Neymar scored a bicycle kick from 30 feet away? I can barely ride a bicycle. Another fun fact is Neymar can kick up to 64 feet. Scoring goals with Neymar is Jace. Thanks, Jace.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, indeed.
Next up is the letter O. Isabella is up next from Miss Geesy's class. She is carrying a letter O poster with words that have the short O sound in them. She has words like box and fox and hog and octopus. Thank you, Isabella. Here comes Elsa. Oh, wait, no, that's not Elsa. That's Riley from Mrs. Geezy's class. Riley is carrying Elsa's pal Olaf from the movie Frozen for the letter O. Thank you. Great job. Owl Diaries Eva, Brooke Bunker, holding the balloon from Mrs. Kurt's class. Here comes Owl Diaries main character Eva flying down the hallway. There are 12 books in the Owl Diary series. Eva loves snow, her brother Humphrey's band, her leaf collection, and winter sweaters. I'm wearing my winter sweater today.
It's a blustery day out, Pooh Bear.
Flying next, Eva, is Brooke. Thank you, Brooke.
Well, speaking of parade, letter P. Next up is a pig farm for the letter P. Pushing along her pig farm today is Jocelyn from Mrs. Copenhaver's class. Thank you, Jocelyn. Great job. Oh, an oldie but a goodie. Pete the Cat. From Pete the Cat book series, Jacob Minishino. Walking down the hallway is Pete the Cat from his book series, Pete the Cat. He's a blue cat that has 4 buttons and his yellow shirt. He makes friends easily. Walking with Pete today is Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Pig from Maybe. Uriah from Kurtz's class. This cute little pig is from the book Maybe, written by the best-selling New York Times author Kobe Yamada. In the book, the pig shows up on every page. Next to the pig is Uriah. Thank you. Next up, we have Pig the Elf from Pig the Pug series. Camden Miller from Kurtz's class. Here comes Pig the Elf from Pig the Pug series. The author of those books is Aaron Blabey. Did you know that the pig is greedy? Look, here comes Pig and Camden down the hall. Pikachu from Pokemon. Austin Harper from Kurtz's class. Here comes Pikachu zapping down the hall. Did you know that Pikachu is 13.2 pounds? Pikachu is not a mouse like some people think. Also, Pikachu outbreak happened in Japan. Pokemon trainer Austin is guiding Pikachu through the parade. Thanks, Austin. Pusheen Rex. Warner Ulad from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Here comes Pusheen Rex stomping down the hallway. The portly pet captured the hearts of cat lovers around the world in May of 2010. The kitty's simple shape supports a Japanese artistic flair. Stomping along with Pusheen Rex is Warner. Thank you, Warner.
Next up, we have the letter Q. Here comes royalty. Wearing a queen's crown today is Jackson from Ms. Geezy's class for the letter Q. Thank you, Jackson.
That was quite interesting. Raina from the Sisters. Riley Coons from Kurtz's class. Here comes Raina from Sisters down the hallway. Raina's always hoped and wished for a little sister. But when she gets one, things do not go as how she expected. Walking with Sister Raina is Riley. Thank you, Riley.
Up, back. We skipped ahead one.
Did we? Oh, I'm sorry. Oakland, come on back. Let's try that again. Dr. Walker needs his better reading glasses. So, welcome back, Oakland. I hope you had a good trip. Oakland has a beautiful rainbow float for the letter R. Thank you, Oakland. And now let's bring on Raina from Sisters. Riley Coons from Kurtz's class. Here comes Raina from Sisters down the hallway. Raina's always hoped and wished for a little sister, but when she gets one, things do not go as how she expected. Walking with Sister Raina is Riley. Thank you, Riley. Look at those golden locks. Rapunzel from Rapunzel. Bailey Shaw from Campbell's class. Rapunzel is swinging her hair down the hallway. Rapunzel is from Tangled, which was released in 2010. Rapunzel has about 70 feet of long hair, almost 100,000 individual strands of hair. Bailey's walking Rapunzel down the hallway. Thank you.
I mean, that's a lot of hair.
That is a lot of hair. All right, next we have Roz from The Wild Robot. Scarlett Snyder from Campbell's class. Walking down the hallway is Roz from the popular book series, The Wild Robot. Roz is a robot that has to live on an island where she is not supposed to be. She needs to learn to survive on her own. Roz was introduced on April 5th of 2016. Roz is walking down the hallway with Scarlett. Thank you, Scarlett. Well, there must be some footballer fans down here, and I'm not talking the U.S. football. Here we go. We have Cristiano Ronaldo with Drake Daniels from Schellenberger's class. Here comes Cristiano Ronaldo flying down the hallway. He is one of the best soccer players. He wears blue shoes. That's some pretty famous blue shoes.
Those are famous
All
blue
right.
shoes.
The balloon was created by Drake. Thank you, Drake.
I think we have letter S coming up.
That's a sneaking suspicion.
That is indeed some more alliteration. Slithering down the hallway next is a long shimmering snake carried by Emmeline from Mrs. Geezy's class. Look at that snake. Thank you. Sophia from Sophia the First. Haven't read it for Mrs. Kurtz's class. Here comes Sophia the First walking royalty down the hall. Sophia the First is a princess. She has about 25 books and a TV show. Walking beside Sophia is heaven. Thank you. What do we have here? Spider-Man. held by Brantley Lockman from Mr. Schellenberger's class. Here comes Spider-Man flipping down the hall. Did you know that for the film The Amazing Spider-Man, over 1,000 people were employed? Spider-Man did wonderful things for us youngsters. He was actually the first teenage comic hero who wasn't an adult sidekick. Spider-Man is being led by Brantley. Thank you, Brantley. Steve from Minecraft. Elijah from Mrs. Campbell's class. Walking down the hallway is Steve from Minecraft. Steve can knock down trees with his fist and punch the ground. Watch out for Steve. Steve is being held by Elijah. Thanks, Elijah. Stick Dog from Stick Dog book series. Held by Jacob Howell from Mrs. Campbell's class. Stick Dog leads the way for his friends to get their paws on some burgers. I could use a burger.
I could too.
Typical Stick Dog. He loves food. Stick Dog was released on December 18th, 2012 by Tom Watson. This character quickly became loved and turned into a book series. You will see Jacob and Stick Dog walking together in the hallway. Thank you.
Turning to our next letter, letter T. Next up, we have Carter from Mrs. Copenhaver's class, and Carter is carrying a turtle poster for the letter T. Thank you, Carter.
Some good-looking turtles.
Yeah. Trevor from Pig the Pug. James Kershaw from Kurtz's class. Trevor's coming down the hallway. Watch out! Did you know Trevor's Pig is Pig's brother in Pig the Pug books? There's 10 books in the series. That's a lot of authoring by Aaron Blady. Walking beside Trevor is James. Here they come. Well, in case you haven't heard, there's something called Taylor Swift recently in the news, and Zyla Bush is here from Campbell's class. So these days, everybody has heard of the super talented young singer. I'm sure you know. Taylor Swift is a country and pop singer that has sold over 20 million albums. She gets invited everywhere, has really cool friends, and gets to perform for sold-out crowds all over the world. The wholesome Taylor Swift is hanging out with Zayla here at CV today. Here they come.
Nice. You did a great job there.
Oh, I see what you did there.
It looks like it's starting to rain. I sure could use an umbrella, and here comes one now. Starla from Mrs. Geezy's class is carrying an umbrella for the letter U. Attached to the umbrella are different objects on it that begin with the letter U. See a unicycle there. See some utensils and a unicorn.
All right.
Brilliant. Thank you. Good job. Next up for the letter U, we have a unicorn poster. Wearing this unicorn poster is Morgan from Mrs. Copenhaver's class. I like the one in the upper right. Look how colorful that is.
That's really cool.
Thank you, Morgan. Unicorn. We have a unicorn theme here from Grumpy Corn, held by Emily White. Here comes Unicorn from the book Grumpy Corn. Unicorn wants to write the most fabulous story in the world, but he has no idea what to write. Walking with Unicorn is Emily. Thank you.
You know, I vowed I'd be here today. And next up is letter V. Wyatt from Mrs. Copenhaver's class is coming down the hallway next. Wyatt is wearing a V t-shirt to represent his letter today. Thank you, Wyatt.
Next up, we have Jordan from Miss Geezy's class. We're on to the letter W. Jordan is carrying his watermelon poster for the letter W. Thank you, Jordan. Winter the Dolphin from Dolphin Tales, held by Jake Walker. Swimming down the hallway is Winter the Dolphin from Dolphin Tales. Winter was found on December 10th, 2005, after she was caught in a crab trap in the coastal waters of Florida. Winter inspired the movie called Dolphin Tales. Sadly, Winter passed away on December 2nd, 2021. Jake is helping Winter down the hallway.
Well, this is exactly what's coming up next. Letter X. Next, we can see an X-ray of Rhett from Mrs. Copenhaver's class for the letter X. That sure is an excellent project there, Rhett. Thank you.
Oh, why? It's the letter Y. Here comes Harper from Miss Geezy's class. with her letter Y collage. I can see a yo-yo, a yak, and the color yellow. There's a yield sign on there also. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yoda.
In case I haven't told you, Yoda Man.
That's a good one. Held by Teddy Davis. Here comes Yoda. Yoda is a legendary Jedi from Star Wars movies. Yoda died when he was 900 years old. He didn't look a year over 899.
I thought so too. Yeah.
The Yoda balloon is being led by Theodore. Thank you, Theodore.
Well, we have a real zinger coming up next. It's the letter Z. Last but definitely not least, the letter Z. Robert from Mrs. Copenhaver's class is a zookeeper looking for his lost animals. Maybe a lost zebra along the way? Robert is also holding up a poster of the letter Z. Thank you, Robert.
It's a good-looking costume there, Robert.
Very authentic. Zombie villager from Minecraft, Michael M. from Campbell's class. Walking stiffly down the hallway is a zombie villager from Minecraft. Everybody get a look because these are rare. A zombie villager is a variant of the zombie that can be cured into a normal villager. Zombies only have about a 5% chance of naturally spawning as zombie villagers. You might find one when you're out exploring at night. Watch out. Here comes Michael with one now. Thank you, Michael.
It looks like it's the end of our parade. It went just as I expected, A to Z with some letters in the middle. Right?
Sure did.
Well, this truly was a great parade. We hope you had a wonderful time watching, and I truly hope everyone has a restful, relaxing Thanksgiving break. Thank you to everyone that put this together.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you.